Sure does. Haven't seen football in forever.
Right. Just what has it kind of been like, just from your point of view, the last 2 weeks, everything you guys have had to go through, and obviously you're a Miami guy, so you know what a hurricane does to a community. What's it been like?
Well, first it's about the people, and everybody in the program, making sure that everybody was secure, safe, with their families. Then the storm passes, and then it's about and what we understand as being from South Florida is the preparation that goes into a hurricane beforehand, and how hard it is to get anything done before the storm. Then the storm comes and goes, and then how hard is to get anything done afterwards. So we had a couple days where we could get everything cleaned up, and just kind of get our houses somewhat back in order. But while all this is going on, football's not going on, and you knew that the games were coming. So I think our administration and allowing us to be able to come here for a week. I don't know how we could have done it any other way now, because, just to be able to, it's almost has a training camp feel, and just to get our minds back on playing a football game. Because once you step off that train, it's hard, and especially as a defense. You get into the rhythm of contact and hitting and things like that, and you don't do it for 9 or 10 days or whatever it was. That's very, there's no manual for how to deal with that.
Manny, can you just describe the fear and anxiety when you pulled out of town, knowing I might not have something to come back to? I don't know what's going to happen to my players or their families or my coaches.
The strangest feeling I had is when we stayed with family's house up the state, and my wife and I, we drove 2 cars, and so we get there, we get to the house, and when we brought everything from the cars into the house, you've done that before, you do that when you go on vacation, all of a sudden in the back of my mind I was like, this might be everything we have. It was like being a college student, where you can pack your whole life into an automobile, and that realization that I own 2 suitcases worth of stuff, because that 50 miles, as we know, into the east, and it's an entirely different situation. So that unknowing is part of what what makes it so difficult, and that's why really the way it turned out was, even though it impacted a lot of lives, we know it could have been so much worse.
How about going 3 weeks without playing? The difference for your defense.
Well, it's like opening the season again. That's basically what we've told them. It's like playing an opener all over again. It's not just 3 weeks playing. It's 3 weeks after really only playing 1 game. We played very poorly on defense. So it's almost you almost look at it as an opener again. Some of the same issues that you have with opening games, you almost kind of feel. You're playing an opponent who's scoring points for fun and has now played a lot of ball, so they're into their season routine. They've improved every week, and we have to kind of be in mid-season form Saturday at 3:30. No excuses.
Do you get a sense of how this team is going to tackle after having not tackled in a while?
It's hard to predict. We go through our drills. We went through our circuits on Saturday and Sunday. We're doing it again today and tomorrow. Leveraging, we have to preach all the things that we can preach in practice, and have the guys trust all the techniques they trust in practice, but getting yourself on both sides of the ball to run through contact that's something that usually get better at as the year goes on. So it'll be we'll all be watching that together.
When did film study actually begin for Toledo?
With the players?
Yes,
or
with the players.
Really probably when we got here. Nothing before that. It wasn't until we got here. We could watch some stuff as coaches on our iPads, but we're really just kind of, making up for lost time.
To piggyback off Matt's question, how concerned are you about fitness of your team? Just because there was only so much they could do, and they're playing a team that can put up a ton of points. Yeah,
and that's and it's going to be 3:30, and I'm sure Toledo will have concerns over that too, because they won't be used to the heat. But you can't simulate game day. You can't simulate game day tempo. I think our guys have done a good job. The first 2 practices, we've seen them here this weekend. Our strength staff, and we've been trying to run the guys and get that get back into shape. But this is where our depth matters and has to matter. And we've been saying all along, how do you get all these guys in the game? Well, this is why you got to get all these guys in the game. This is a very fast-paced offense. They're going to come after us, and we have the ability to play multiple people at either position, which is going to help us regardless of whether we had played or not played the last couple of weeks.
Was there any fear, I guess, when you couldn't get a hold of Zach McLeod? I know he was the only guy you guys couldn't get a hold of.
Yeah, at times we couldn't. But we knew, people's cell phone service was shoddy, But yeah, even as the storm first went through, and it was kind of, you just group text and, hey, everybody check in, how's everybody doing? And It's just they don't make manuals on how to deal with that. But I still think having everybody with their family is the right thing to do, just from a personal level.
What do you think the biggest takeaway of this experience is going to be for these players and for this team?
Well, number one, I hope it puts everything in perspective. That family's first, and what you see, what you can lose in an instant. And as annoying it is to lose power, or for this generation to lose Wi-Fi, which is the struggle of going a few days without Wi-Fi. But it does put in what matters, what's important. I know for South Florida, you can always see the community come together. And people come out of their homes and help each other with, clean up and things like that. And that's what you want to see on Saturday. That's what we want Saturday to be. We want Saturday to be an opportunity where everybody in the community can get together, and have a great tailgate and get in the stadium and create a great atmosphere to help our guys along. Because I'll be honest, we're probably going to need it. We're probably going to need a great atmosphere to help our guys through and to get us going and until we kind of get our sea legs back, and get our season kind of kicked off.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay, thank you all.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.